Hey Scorpio, I hope that you're all doing well. The first card that we have out here is Ace of Cups. And Nine of Swords. Okay. This is an interesting thing to see. I'm looking at Temperance on the bottom of the deck. So let's talk about Ace of Cups and then we'll talk about Nine of Swords. Ace of Cups is about a new chapter that opens because it's cups, it's connected with water, it's connected with feeling, it's connected with what's going on internally. So there's a new chapter that's starting if you want it to, because it's an option, because it's just potential when it's an ace there, but it's kind of like there if you want it to be. So this can be maybe a new chapter that you're having with someone, for example. This can be a connection that comes through. When we have, this can also be about your relationship with yourself, I will say. Like, I'm not seeing another person here yet. We only have 2 cards out. So we'll see what this is connected with, like what this entails as well. It's going to be an opportunity to connect with something, with someone, with yourself. It's going to be connection of some sort. Having Nine of Swords there can be this fear that's associated with it of like, if I let myself have this chapter, or if I start this, or if this person comes through and I say yes to them, that I want to connect with them, what's going to happen then? So there can be like a fear that's associated with this of not of the Ace of Cups, but of what could happen if you connect with the Ace of Cups. If I start that new chapter, what if it goes this way? What if it goes that way? You know, like these types of things that we think about. So there can be something about this that feels triggering. You can feel scared. You can feel intimidated as well. You know, like there can be fears of like judgment or like fear connected with intimacy. Or yeah, it can even be about like getting close and like connecting and feeling things. That can be part of this as well. I am seeing the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. We have 5 of Wands coming out, but I'm seeing it come out in a way where there may actually be like something that you're confronting here and possibly even resolving. I wonder too if this is like feeling anxious about having to confront things. Like Nine of Swords can be like what we want to avoid because we feel like scared of it, or because there's this part of us that like may not know how to deal with that. And having 5 of Wands can be working with this part of yourself, but this can also be like a fear of confrontation that's connected with this. A fear of maybe addressing things, a fear of maybe having to work things out, or like an avoidance of wanting to do that. Maybe there's this feeling too of like, if I connect, like maybe sometimes there are going to be problems or there will be bumps in the road, and there's this part of me that maybe doesn't want to have to deal with that. You know, like if I let my guard down, then my guard's not going to be there if something happens. And there can be like a problem with something happening, you know? Rather than feeling flexible or like a can-do attitude, this can be something else where there's like maybe wanting to avoid this entirely or avoid it altogether. I'm seeing Knight of Wands, so I get the feeling like this may actually be something that you want to be doing here. I'm seeing someone placing their arm on another person. I will say this as well, like when we have 5 of Wands, which I want to clarify and see about the nature of this, this can be like, I know that if I started this chapter, and for those of you, we'll say like maybe with a person or something, if I started this new chapter with this person, like I know that the Ace of Cups is there, so there's potential there, okay? If I allowed myself to do that, that would mean that there may be something that I know actually I would have to address. There may be something I know that I would have to confront. And this can be something that one actually is terrified of doing and will choose avoidant. I'm not thinking that this is actually how it's going to go, but the feeling can be, the way that the sound of the voice of fear can be, I'd rather not have the connection at all in the first place, so I don't have to deal with any of the problems that are going to come with that, or any of the stuff that I'd have to resolve, any of the stuff that I'd have to deal with, because I feel like this is going to force you to confront something. If you want the Ace of Cups here, you have to confront something. You can allow this to motivate you if you're willing to. That's why the Knight of Wands is here saying, like, don't you want this? If this is something that you want, like, yeah, you may have to deal with something here. Yeah, something's going to have to be worked out here. For some of you, it can even be, like, specifically with this person even. Maybe there's something that has to be worked out between the two of you. But having that Knight of Wands there feels like, if you want it enough, isn't that worth it, though? It's just working something out. It's just a Five of Wands. It's just, like, conflict that then would be resolved and that wouldn't be there anymore. Like, why are we shying away from that? So maybe this is just something that you're asking yourself now. Like, if you want the Ace of Cups, you want to feel that sense of connection, there are going to be things that pop up. That's just the way that it works. And then you fix those things and then we continue. But maybe this is something, I mean, Knight of Wands connected with Nine of Swords. Maybe this can be like, sometimes I don't feel brave, or like sometimes I feel disconnected from my solar plexus. Sometimes I have a hard time stepping towards these situations. I'm seeing Two of Cups come out. I was seeing this before. Yeah, this can be like a fear of intimacy. It can be a fear of connection. It can be a fear of being seen as well. I feel like if you let yourself get close to this person, for those of you that this is a person, you can know that, like, if you're going to get close with this person, there is something that has to be worked out. This feels like if you want the chapter with this person, something has to be worked out. And I will say this too, for some of you with the Five of Wands, I wonder if this is like some type of competition as well. Like, this could... I don't usually see Five of Wands like that, but I almost get the feeling for some of you, like, maybe if you connect with this person, there's like other stuff going on, and maybe like other, I don't know why this is like reminding me of a game show or something, Scorpio. This is feeling like if you let yourself connect with this person, like maybe there's stuff that you'd have to work out with them. Maybe also too, you're not the only person that's getting close with this person. And maybe there's a part of you that's like, I don't know if I can show up as the Knight of Wands, which is about like showing up and going after what you want here, like to be strong and to not let anything tear you down here, and to not let anything get you out of the lane of your goals and what you want to accomplish here, to really go after what you want, to face the adversity, to move through it. Like, can you really inspire yourself to do this, and can you do it like in the name of love? Is that something that you're willing to do? It's the Two of Cups. Do you want to like play a game where maybe you jeopardize that? Or is this a Two of Cups that's so important to you, you're like, I'll face anything for it. I have to at least try. That's what this feels like to me. There can be something here about like, maybe you don't want to have to deal with this in the first place. Maybe there's a part of you that doesn't like confrontation. Maybe there's a part of you that doesn't like competition. Maybe there's a part of you that doesn't want to have to do the problem solving because you don't want problem to be there in the first place. Maybe that's not part of your preference. What is more important here to you? Do you want this new chapter? Do you want the connection or not? I feel like it's possible to work together. It really is. I just feel like there's something here where it's like, maybe there's a part of you that if you didn't feel any sense of weirdness about like getting close with somebody and having the Two of Cups and allowing for that connection and the bond and stuff, which is interesting, right? Because this is a Scorpio reading. Scorpios like want the depth, we want the intensity, we want the connection, want the intimacy, but at the same time, if you don't have the upper hand in that situation, there can be a powerlessness there. And if that's something that's like on your register right now, this is something that can really throw you off. So you can take a closer look at this as well. So that it feels almost like there's an irony there. Like, I actually think that there can be a part of you that like wants to blow this off a little bit, just because you're like, I don't want to get involved in that, like the drama that's involved in this. But at the end of the day, that's not really why you'd be avoiding it. It's because you're scared to get close to somebody. So it can be like, actually, the issue is you letting yourself go after what you want here and what you want to connect with naturally. To choose the Two of Cups. Some of you as well, this can be about choosing yourself. That can be part of this too. But because I was seeing the Lovers and I'm seeing the Two of Cups, for some of you, I do, maybe for most of you even, I do believe that this has to do with another person. Like, we have Knight of Wands, we have Two of Cups. This is about you connecting with the part of yourself that is the Knight of Wands and going after what you want. You want to connect, you want to make that choice, make the choice. But don't tell yourself that you're avoiding this for one reason when it's really something else. Because I do feel this sense of, like, in my head, if I don't have to think about this too hard, I'm going to tell myself that I don't want to, like, go in that direction of the Five of Wands because there's something there that has to be addressed and I don't want to get involved in that. I feel like this is more so, like, maybe avoiding getting involved in this or taking a step in this direction because you may actually be scared of getting close to somebody. Of being seen, of actually having that bond. So that actually really can be the deal here. You have the chance to work together is what it seems. I mean, we have Ace of Swords here. I feel like this is pretty much figured out, is it not? Not really all that conflicted, even though it feels like we may have started off like that. I feel like you see what feels so scary about this, and it's the intimacy, it's the closeness. That's literally it. It's that sense of connection, it's that being seen, it's the bond. Ace of Cups and Knight of Wands, like, you have this chapter, it's in front of you, it's available to you. Go for it if you want. I feel like you've been keeping yourself from clarity, actually. After Knight of Swords comes Ace of Swords, and so I feel like you realize what has been throwing you off this entire time. What has been, like, keeping you from taking action. And I think, too, Knight of Wands is that part of you that's connected, like, naturally with your energy, naturally with how you would show up in a situation and maneuver throughout it. Knight of Wands is that part of you that's kind of like a sportsman going through this process where you show up in your game for whatever this is that's going on, and it feels like maybe you've been a bit disconnected from that part of yourself. It's like, I feel like you're getting your swag back in some way, that maybe you saw what was going on. It's like you're the star basketball player here and you see everybody playing on the court and, like, you didn't want to go in, but now you're like, okay, maybe I will, like, come off the bench here, because it's like, you're the Knight of Wands, you're not supposed to be on the bench. The Knight of Wands doesn't sit on the bench. So it feels like naturally this would actually be a great arena for you to be going in. And I feel like this is something that can be fun, like it's a game, remember? So maybe this is something that you're gonna allow yourself to go in the direction of, because you have the Ace of Cups. Like, I feel too, like, something that's coming to mind as well is that we don't always have the Ace of Cups in front of us, and sometimes we want it so badly. You actually have the Ace of Cups here in front of you. Like, you have a chance to go out on the court and go play. Don't you want to? So I think seeing yourself in relation to the space can maybe bring you closer to it and feel like you're a part of something. Because this is like, I feel like Five of Wands is the perfect scenario for the Knight of Wands to be going into. Like, this is actually something that you are very much capable of moving through, and you can come out the victor of this situation if only you're willing to allow yourself to. I feel like that at the end of the day, this is about, and this can be too, like, you have the opportunity to connect with yourself in a way that you want to, in a way that you're being called to. There's just something going on in the environment where you have to go into some type of setting, which may not be the easiest setting for you to go into. Why are you going to let that hold you back here? Go. Allow yourself to be seen. Enter into this. See what you can do. Because I feel too like you're going to get in there and then be like, I don't know what I was like so nervous about in the first place. Okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.